BamaCentral.com. I'm Joey Blackwell here with Katie Windham, and this is Just a Minute. Katie, we have finally reached the Sweet 16 after what was a very exciting opening weekend of the NCAA tournament. And I'm not just saying that, it actually was a very exciting weekend. Lots of upsets, lots of very competitive games. So just a lot of excitement, but we're down to the 16 teams after just having 68 just a week ago. So let's talk about our favorite Sweet 16 matchups heading into this tournament. I'll just highlight the matchups real quick. In the South, we have Alabama and San Diego State and Creighton versus Princeton. In the Midwest, we have Houston, Miami. We also have Xavier, Texas. In the West, we have Arkansas and UConn, as well as Gonzaga, UCLA. And in the East, we have FAU versus Tennessee and Kansas State versus Michigan State. Katie, of all those matchups, which one are you most excited to watch, and which do you think is going to be the best game out of all of them?
Yeah, like you said, it's the NCAA tournament got off to a really exciting start. We saw some good games. We saw some good games in Birmingham. Both Alabama's games were pretty dominant, but just when we were at the arena, kind of watching some of the others, obviously there were a lot of good games on TV all weekend and some good Sweet 16 matchups as well. But I think the one I'm most intrigued by is Arkansas UConn. Two teams that Alabama's played this season. They obviously played Arkansas twice, won both times. They lost to UConn early in the year in the Phil Knight Invitational. And look, as much as a lot of Alabama and SEC fans don't like Eric Musselman, there is just something special that he has in the NCAA tournament. Arkansas finished 10th in the SEC this year, and here they are back in the Sweet 16 for the third year in a row with the potential to go to the Elite Eight for the third year in a row. And so they had a lot of their struggles during the regular season, but have kind of put it together again in the NCAA tournament, beating number one Kansas in the round of 32 on Saturday, I guess. And then UConn looked really good in their first two matchups as well. So those are two teams that Alabama is familiar with. It was kind of funny in the post game after Alabama's win over Maryland. I'm assuming it was a Houston, but your reporter asked Javon Quinterly if he'd gotten to watch any of Houston and Birmingham, even though they were in a different part of the bracket. And Javon was like, well, we have seen Houston before, when we played them in December. So Alabama has played both UConn and Arkansas, so fans are a little bit familiar, but I think that's going to be a really exciting and interesting Sweet 16 game, like I said, with a spot to the Elite Eight on the line for two programs that kind of have. Arkansas came into the season with a ton of talent and maybe underperformed, but or maybe putting it together at the right time. What about you, Joe?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's probably my favorite matchup as well. I will highlight two other ones, but I will also say, to your point, that UConn's a team that is kind of similar to Arkansas in that they've also been streaky throughout the year. Like when they played Alabama and beat them earlier this season, they looked like they were one of the best teams in the country. Then obviously in the weeks after that, they started to slide after starting the season really strong, and then here they are again, just like Arkansas is. So these are both two teams that are hot and playing their best basketball of the season at the right time. So that should be an intriguing matchup. Mine, I'm going to highlight two games here. Both games having teams that Alabama has also played this season. One being the Kansas State Michigan State game. Alabama also played Michigan State in that Phil Knight Invitational last year. It was their opening game. They were able to beat them. This is a game that I like just because there's always so many good storylines with Tom Izzo. Obviously, this is I believe it's his 15th trip to the NCAA tournament, but they've only won one championship, and obviously he's one of the best.
Like it's 25th straight, because I was looking at his
25th straight. Sorry, sorry,
so.
I mistook one number, but it's an incredible run for him. But he only has one championship. Michigan State seems like they're in it almost every year. Obviously, Nate Oates has frequently talked about how he's a mentor to him and just that connection. So really am interested in that matchup. Kansas State, obviously, also one of the better teams out of the Big 12 this year and making a surprising run right now. And then on the other side in the West, Gonzaga, UCLA. UCLA also just narrowly being edged out by Arizona in the Pac-12 championship game. They're also on a really good run, probably maybe save for a call, they might have won that game. And they are a really, really good team at a 2 seed. Probably could have been a 1 seed in a lot of other seasons. And then you're looking at Gonzaga, a team that beat Alabama by 10 in Birmingham in the CM Newton Classic. Drew Timme, obviously always a problem. And always, once again, looking at storylines, you'd love to see this Gonzaga-Alabama game if they ever meet in the national championship game, if Alabama makes it that far, just because of, once again, the rematch and the storylines. It would kind of make it a best out of 3 scenario between these last 2 seasons. So that's looking way far in advance, though. For right now, we need to focus on the Sweet 16. But I guess that'll about do it. These games are going to be, of course, Friday through or excuse me, they are going to be Thursday through Sunday. So it's going to be an incredible matchup between the Sweet 16 and Elite Eight. But that'll about do it for BamaCentral.com. I'm Joey Blackwell here with Katie Windham. This has been Just a Minute. Thank you guys so much for watching.